This is the Infinite Receiving Podcast, helping conscious leaders like you tap into a wealth of abundance across all areas of your life and business. My name is Susie Ashworth. I am a single mom of 3 and author of the Sunday Times best-selling book, Infinite Receiving. Crack the code to conscious wealth creation and finally manifest your dream life. On this show, I'll be sharing with you how you can upgrade your identity and your reality to create the life that you have been dreaming of. Because you are ready to be an infinite receiver. Hello, you gorgeous human being. It is Susie Ashworth here, and you are listening to the Infinite Receiving Podcast. And I am just going to dive right on in. I want to talk to you today about how to create a world-class coaching business. And this being part 1 of the series, I'm going to break it down for you. I want to just make it really simple. The way to have a world-class business is to be a world-class human. Yeah, just like that. Easy. What do I mean by that? I've been really listening to quite a lot of my own content recently and realizing how bloody good it is. It's incredible how frequently I am sharing from different perspectives and how frequently the perspective that I'm sharing from will sound like it's the first time that I've said it. And then as I'm listening, it's like, no. You've been saying this for 10 years. And yet it feels sometimes like I have forgotten what it is that I am preaching. And I don't necessarily think that that is a bad thing. I think that there is so much power in repetition, because whenever we are hearing something that we've heard a million times, there have also been a million different iterations of us. And how we are hearing anything at a given time will, how we receive it will depend on the context that we are listening in, or the context that we have come from, which is changing all of the time. It's just interesting to me how many times I will listen to myself and be like, damn, girl, that is good. And as I was listening to myself share on personal success systems the other day, I became really aware that one of the key elements of a personal success system that works, it requires you doing what it is that you have said that you are going to do. So simple. I do what I say I am going to do. It is so simple. And yet, it's really, really hard for many people. Not for everyone, but for many people. And when I am being really, really honest, there are so many little ways that I compromise on that standard of doing what it is that I've said that I'm going to do. And usually, there are very valid reasons for me not doing it. Or at the other end of the spectrum, I've forgotten. And maybe forgetting isn't at the other end of the spectrum. Maybe that's in the middle of the spectrum. And the other end of the spectrum is just willfully being like, fuck it. I'm bored now. I want to do something else. That would be the other end of the spectrum. But in the middle is us just forgetting. Us forgetting what it is that we've committed to. Forgetting what we have said is important. Forgetting what we have said we value. And when we forget, we just choose to show up in a different way. And so I was thinking about, why is it that it's so easy to forget the thing that we say is important to us? And I genuinely believe that a lot of it just comes down to overconsumption and amazing marketing. Somebody being able to really powerfully say, this is the thing, can easily make you forget what your thing is. And what you have said is important to you and what it is that you value. And so we forget to do the thing that we said that we were going to do because our heads have been turned. And it's not to say that you should never listen to anybody else, or there isn't anybody out there that has a piece of the puzzle that is going to be absolutely revolutionary for you. The invitation is for you just to be way more intentional about the pieces of the puzzle that you're trying to fit into your picture. Does this actually work with my own success formula, or is that your success formula? The better we can be when it comes to being intentional about remembering what we have said is important to us, the better the results that we will get, because the feedback that we are getting, whether that is positive feedback or feedback that we get to learn from, is actually going to be relevant to ourselves, to our formula, rather than I'm getting all of this feedback, but it's kind of irrelevant because this isn't what I should be doing anyway. So, how to be a world-class human, you have to remember what it is that you have said that you are going to do, and then you have to follow through. So, what is then required is a level of courageousness. It takes courage to follow through on your word, because inevitably your agenda is going to have some conflict with other people who you love, other people who you care about, other people who have a vested interest in you adhering to their agenda over and above your own. And so when you get put into that place, it takes real courage to say, no, I still value this. This is what I said I was going to do, and this is how I'm following through. It takes real courage. But if you want to have a world-class business, and that means you've got to be a world-class human, you've got to get better when it comes to your level of courageousness. And then finally, it's about the systems that we use to help us remember. And this is about, whether it is journaling on your vision, on your goal, on your motivation, whether it is about reviewing how you've done at the end of the day, whether it is about checking in with your coach and having a level of accountability that you have committed to, and having somebody witness you in your self-leadership, in your self-accountability. So when you check in every day with your coach, it's not so that your coach can give you a pat on the head. You do it because it becomes part of your success system. This is how I stay on track and remember what it is that I've said that I am going to do. I've remembered who it is that I've said I am going to be, how I'm going to show up in this world. And the reality is that the more frequently we are able to honor the things that we've said that we are going to do, the more we build our confidence, the more that confidence muscle grows. And the easier it then becomes for us to take bigger risks and bets on ourselves, because we can trust ourselves. Whilst you don't need a system to remember, you do stack the odds in your favor exponentially more when you do have one. So as I said, this does not need to be complicated. This can be you waking up and answering the same 3 questions in your journal every single day. This can be you going to bed. If you have the Infinite Receiving digital journal, then there's a review section. How did your day go? What do you double down on? What are you going to release? What are you grateful for? That process of going through that on a daily basis is going to show you and tell you how it is that you showed up for the day. And most importantly, what gets to be shifted and optimized when it comes to you showing up in power, in potency, how it is that you desire to show up with courage and honoring the things that you've said that you're going to do for yourself and therefore for your business. So this is really what I am reflecting on. How can I be better when it comes to this element of really honoring myself and my commitment to having a world-class business by being a world-class human, where we just start with doing what we've said that we're going to do. If this has been food for thought for you today, please let me know. I love it when you come into my DMs. I love it when you share the podcast publicly on the gram and tag me so I can reshare you. And I've not asked for this for a while because everything has been focused on the book. But if you care to leave me a review, I would deeply appreciate it over on Apple Podcasts. The more reviews that I get, the more 5-star reviews that I get, the more Apple push it out. Same actually with the book on Amazon. So I ain't fussy. If you've never left me a review, but you're back here every single week and you get value from what it is that I'm sharing, then I would deeply, deeply appreciate it. And in the meantime, please remember that faith plus action equals miracles.
Thank you for listening to Infinite Receiving with me, Susie Ashworth. I'd love to share with you my Infinite Receiving activation audio. Go to susieashworth.com/activate infinite receiving.